Coming back like a wrecking ball. What's going on, everybody?
We got Luke over there. We got Mike right here. We got Gasper hanging out in the corner.
How's it going?
His preferred area.
We don't call it the naughty corner, but he does.
It's because what I'm doing over here is not.
We put baby in the corner.
Only baby takes baby out of the corner.
Take that, Swayze.
Got a myriad of topics. Well, don't you dare, Swayze, right now.
Listen, you just said you put
Watch,
baby in the corner.
watch your roll, Swayze.
Apparently, you can stop Swayze.
Yeah. Well, that's because me and Swayze are boys. We go way back.
We go
way
Roadhouse.
back. Yeah. Oh my God. We go Chris Farley back. We got a myriad of topics for you today. I'm gonna kick it over to Jake. Let him start this week.
What now?
What?
What are we talking about?
You're starting.
Start it.
What?
Hit it.
I think we're talking about...
Step up and tee it. What did you bring?
What?
Huh? What?
Shitty back talk?
Get your dick out of your hand. You answer me, boy.
You answered my question.
I just passively assertive. Arms crossed, just waiting.
Well, fine then. I guess I'll move on over to Mike.
I'm
Okay.
just here for shitty back talk.
So, one of our topics... I can't help myself.
Way to put me on the spot, Dick.
Gotta keep it fresh.
If you thought I was the prepared one here,
I deferred to
dead
my
wrong.
character. I thought I'd switch it up.
Okay.
We'll settle into something else sometime.
Well, at least we got our comedic relief in right at the
There
beginning.
we go.
So one of our topics this week is how the PlayStation VR has been utilized for PC gaming now. So you have a cheaper option of a VR headset. I know we talked about that before. We had our options about VR gaming and stuff, so it's nice to just touch on that and kind of say that now you can have that cheaper option. You know, it's
and
obviously not
experience
going
all
to work
those
the
games.
same or as good as like Oculus, but it's still good.
Hey, Lindsay, where are you sneaking off to?
Snicker.
I think that's a extremely exciting thing, especially since that's $4.99, $3.99.
I think it's $3.99 just the headset.
The headset, and as I understand it, that's all that's working inside PC environment. So that
I don't think the Move controllers work for PC. I don't think so.
Right,
I
so
think
you
it's
take your
just the-
controller and your headset, and which is compatible with PC right now, and that gives you a $399 entry point into
Instead of, like,
PC
800,
VR.
yeah.
Exactly. You're having the entry point, so maybe that'll help get this burgeoning thing off the ground. Whereas you've seen like DRM manipulations on like the Google Cardboards and all that, so people could use the Steam games right onto their cell phones and all that. And I'm sure that's a limited experience. I would like to see more people be able to utilize an
Like
Oculus
fully
or a
comprehensive
Vive and
VR,
actually
yeah.
be there. I myself have still not do it or experienced it rather, but boy, I can't imagine.
Now, that's something they should set up at Best Buy. They should have, like, demos for that. I mean, I guess that would be
Totally
really
should.
expensive and, like, dangerous, because if somebody breaks your, your floor version of the Vive, like, you're out, like, $900, you know?
Yeah,
but
sorry.
that would be really nice, because that would give people that incentivization to be like, I've done it. I physically have seen what VR is like.
Once you experience
Maybe
it.
now I want it. You
Totally.
know?
I
different.
still have yet to get to try it.
Me either. That's what like everybody says though. Is once you experience it, that's like
Yeah.
the gateway drug that you're like, whoa.
But it's not like back in the day where you could just go to some random department store or electronic store and they're going to have it now.
They don't even have trial
Some
consoles at
places have,
Walmart
like,
anymore. You
PC,
can't even go
PSVR,
into like
right?
Walmart and
Oh,
play the PS4 or
like
like
we
the
used
Xbox
to,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, that's even gone now.
I was just saying, I remember playing them all over the place.
Yeah.
I remember specifically begging my parents to be like, let's stay at Walmart for an extra 10 minutes so I can sit in the electronics aisle and try out this game.
Play this demo
You were
disc.
never
Yeah,
so happy. It was the
100%
only
right.
time you were ever happy to go into Sears.
Yeah.
Because they
Dude,
used
I
to
used
have
to
one
like
over in like the
post
kids'
up at
clothes
FYE,
section. Yeah.
and it'd be 2 to play in the arcade, so you just go
talking
play
before
like the
FYE
PS2.
even
Oh, I know that. I'm
Yeah.
just referencing like.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
agree
those are-
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
You got the
you
arcade over
wouldn't
there.
have
Like,
money
I
for
don't
the
like fuck
arcade,
quarters.
yep.
Sometimes I can
Yep.
get quarters. You can go shopping. I'm gonna go play PS2 Tony Hawk Pro Skater demo for 4 hours. I would sit behind kids, right? So there'd be like a kid in front of me playing it, and I didn't want him to play it. So I'd sit there like, do the megapixel bitmap jump. Nah, do you even know how to play this? And I'd sit there and like talk in like the super nerdy lispy voice.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, and like walk away because they didn't want to deal with me anymore. And
Like,
then I would
now
play
I
it.
get
no.
to play, yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Oh,
bad
yeah.
parents. My mom literally would just like, all right, you're going to be here. I'm going to go wherever else I need to be. So I would just outwait kids. Like, your mom's not a bad parent. She's going to tell you to come in the next like 5 or 10 minutes.
Make
I
you
ain't
move,
losing a guy.
big man.
I literally stood there for like an hour, like waiting for my mom to come back.
Oh, I'd Hawkeye it on people.
Yeah.
I'd get right up on them. Like
I got a
play
good
it with
story
like,
for
their
you.
buddy. Yeah, let the have let the rip.
Yo, I totally try to get everybody in. Or like,
Oh,
whoever
before
the-
you tell your story, before I forget about the VR thing, there is somewhere, I believe it was in the United Kingdom, there's a electronic store doing demos, but there's like this big huge thing because you have to pay for your demo time, and it's like £5 or 10 minutes, £10 for 15 minutes, and it's so their excuse is so they can keep an employee, pay to keep an employee staffed to like basically wrangle you as you're in this VR environment.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like a deterrent inside the U.S., but I think it's like totally ridiculous. You can't tell me you're not making enough overhead as a company to have one of your dumbass employees stand over here and herd retards into a 4x4.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was say you
Come
can't-
on.
Don't throw the controller.
Yeah,
Come
like-
on.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you can't corral out just one like little spot for people to be able
Yeah, that's like get the red
Squishy soft
ropes.
walls.
Yeah, like absolutely.
to. Pretty much put up a bumper like.
The way I see it is like that. I could totally justify dropping $5 for 10 minutes of VR time.
To experience that for sure.
Yeah.
Because within 10 minutes, you can make your call. You can be like, this is worth it. This is not worth it. Like, within 10 minutes, for sure.
Oh yeah.
100%.
And I will say this, having been the only one present who has actually played a VR game, I played when it was like rudimentary VR, like Oculus 1, like the
But
first.
still trying to get
demo
tracking
rig, yeah.
down. And
Like, they didn't have the full head tracking motions yet or anything. And that was like, the fact that like, playing a game and you want to look to the left, so instead of using your mouse to turn,
yeah, your
you physically
controller.
turn your head to the left, and then like the camera does this. Like, oh, it's a mind blowing feeling you'll never truly get until it happens.
Yeah.
And then you get that childlike wonder of like, oh well, now I have to look at everything now.
It's
like,
that
whoa.
it's that total revamp of the first time you load up Mario 64 and you load into that world and you're not going 2D anymore. You're all of a sudden like opening the doors to the kingdom and you're like, what the?
I can turn around and run towards the
yeah.
screen. Like,
What? Yeah, absolutely.
There's a third dimension.
Where have you been all my life?
But
Fire?
to hit back on the whole like waiting at a store to play, games thing.
Yeah.
My friend, I'm not gonna name drop him in this call, but my friend, his mom is a little out there when we were kids. Like, nice lady, not the best, forward thinker, And she wakes us up one morning. Like I was probably like 13, 14 years old. She wakes us up one morning. He's like, "We're gonna go to the mall." We're like, "That's awesome."
Yeah, we are.
It's like 6:45 in the morning. The mall doesn't open till 9, right?
Yeah. How close were you guys? 2 hours away?
Like 15 minutes
oh
away.
my God,
like,
yeah.
like Manchester to
Like continental
Victor.
breakfast before we go out?
So she takes us to the mall. They unlock the doors to the mall at 7, but none of the stores are open. It's for like employees to like get in. So she drags us to the mall at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like,
What are you
at
doing,
the time,
lady?
I'm even like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
Black Friday? Nobody told me.
no, dude, dead. No one in the mall at
Black
all.
September.
So we're
Even
sitting-
better.
She's doing whatever it is she had to be doing that day at the mall. She was like,
Power walking.
I'll be right back, guys. Like, I'm gonna go do this thing.
She showed
We're
up to the
sitting
mall
on
to
a
collect
bench.
money from elderly people that walk early.
Yeah, exactly.
Just run a racket.
Getting the steps in for the day.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in front of FYE, and the dude's opening FYE, and he's like just watching us sit there for like 30 minutes, like nothing happening. The freaking metal gate's still down,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You guys bored? Yeah. You guys want to come in? Yeah." Dude lets us into FYE, boots up all the systems and stuff, so we could play with
Sit
them.
there.
Turns on the things so you could listen to music. Remember they used to have the little electronic things, and you would pick a song.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, like a
Sample
new
the
album
CDs,
that
so you
came
wanted
out.
to
Yeah,
see-
yeah, exactly.
Scan it through.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we were doing that. Like, he let us listen to music the whole time. We were rocking out like arcade games and stuff. Like, it was so cool.
That's why he was kick ass.
Oh yeah,
Man. Thinking
dude
back.
gave us free tokens like to play in the arcade, and like got like everything running.
That's
So instead of like 2 mind-crushingly boring hours, it was like, here, have the coolest place in the mall to yourself.
Like the best mall experience you're ever gonna have. Here it is for free.
Well, it started out as the worst mall
Yeah,
experience
absolutely,
ever
yeah.
for like half an hour,
The dichotomy of life, right?
and then it just jumbles into this fantastic experience, and we're like, this will never be this cool again.
yeah, ever.
Yeah.
Truly won't. Yeah.
So like on the flip side of having to wait for a
Shit.
really long time, imagine having completely unrestricted access to everything there.
That'd be unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So good.
Yeah. Thinking about like that truly takes me down some Member Berries Lane right there, because damn, was FYE such a good store to experience, especially if you had like a big one. Because I remember going down, like I used to work summers at my uncle's businesses. He owned a couple businesses in Jamestown, and I'd like work all summer, and instead of like paying me outright, I could buy like a massive gift. So like one year I bought myself a Haro bike, and it was like a stupid amount of money, right? And then
Like $450 probably. Yeah.
Oh, way more. Yeah. Oh yeah. My peg set was like $200. It was stupid amount.
Been there, done that. Had a Haro bike.
Yeah. Oh, I loved the bike, right? And then it got to a point where I was so fat and lazy as a teenager. My mom woke me up one Saturday morning. She's like, Luke, your bike's gone. Somebody stole it off the porch. I'm like, cool. And we went back to sleep. Like, it's gone. Let me get some sleep, bitch. You know what I mean? I should get up and go find that shit, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Never found it.
No, fuck no. No, absolutely
It
not.
makes me wonder if it was a Mario, because they were like
dumb as
notorious
shit
for, they would just jack
to ride
bikes,
that
and
bike
then when they were
around.
done with it, into the canal.
It used to be dumb as shit to ride that bike. If you stole that bike, though, you should have painted it and kept it, because that bike was nice as fuck. But I digress, because you remember RFIE in Victor was huge walkthrough would take you from one entrance of the mall basically to another.
It was like 2 whole massive superstores combined.
Right, yeah,
It was
back
awesome.
to back. It was great, and there were so many amazing sections. But then, like we'd go down to Pennsylvania because Jamestown was uber close to Pennsylvania, and there was a mall there, and had an FYE. I'm like, oh, cool, let's go there. There's probably something there that's really cool. And I go in there, and it is like the size of, I don't know, like a Journeys or like a Hot Topic. I'm like, this is just depressing. There's like nothing you
Isn't
experience
that what it was
inside
like
of
at Marketplace or something like that? One of those stores?
I don't know. I never went to that
It
one.
was like a GameStop.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
like a small little...
Yeah, and you're like, you had like a really terrible CD selection and stuff. Like, this is not FYE. How dare
Do you remember EB
dare you
Games?
label this?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I do. Hell
Yes,
yeah, I
I
spent so
do.
much time. Those are the like stores I would like try to post up at, and make my mom go shop, so I don't have to go look at old lady bras and shit when I was a kid. Excuse my language.
No, same. Same
Yeah,
boat, man.
yeah.
100%.
My favorite thing actually when my mom used to go shopping was, do you remember when we were super young? I mean, it's been so long since I've gone retail shopping. Do they still have like the circular racks?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so like when we were young and
Oh,
Like
were
the
you
not
clothing
to
racks
date
that were
myself.
circular?
Yeah,
I don't think so
100%.
anymore. I think too many kids hit in the
That
middle.
was my game, man. Oh my god,
I did the
yes.
same thing, man.
I'd like peel those apart and fucking close them back up and hide in there. Luke. Oh, the best. Fuck that shit. Oh,
I think
the
that's
best.
why.
Yeah, 100%, I'm sure. But like, damn, man. Not to date ourselves. Sorry, kids that didn't get to experience that.
Running through Walmart and pissing off your parents by hiding in a clothes rack.
Oh, it used to be fantastic.
It's like a timeless, not like 80s, 90s,
Hard.
maybe early 2000s kid thing.
back when it was
Cut your
acceptable
teeth
to
on the
lose
stone.
your kids in a store.
Yeah, when commercialism was even more rampant. We didn't
exactly.
even realize it though.
Back when it was socially acceptable to.
Arguably
Yeah,
more
one in like
rampant.
every million gets taken or whatever.
My thing was growing up, if you get me from the sidewalk to the van, you've earned your rape. Go ahead and have your fun. I was
If
not
you
a small
drag
boy.
my fat ass
Yeah, if
to
you
the
get me
van,
that 10
yeah.
feet, boy, damn, you earned this, boy. You really wanted to have sex with me. That's not a small man.
That
right
is a
there.
compliment.
And if you think I'm walking with you peacefully just because you offer me candy.
As soon as the second door shuts, I'll go limp and you can have your fun. But until that, good luck, sir. To each their own.
Hope you brought a lot of chloroform.
Hope you
I got some
really want
big-ass
to fight.
lungs,
Yeah.
That might actually not work for you any better than I the dead drag his ass for fucking everything chloroform.
You get me in the van, I bet we both pass out from exhaustion. You're not gonna have your fun with me.
Like nobody's gonna miss like him getting dragged out. Like did anybody see now? Somehow everybody missed the guy dragging the.
Did anybody see
giant
Ronald McDonald's diabetes? Where did he go? I think in that van.
Guy's like, hey kid, you want some candy? I'm like, well, they better be full-size bars, because if you're trying to hand me some little mini bars, we're going to have a fucking problem.
Kid,
But
you want some candy? So this is not a game.
First off,
if you don't
what
have
kind of
Reese's, I
candy?
will kill you.
Yeah, I was gonna say. First off, what kind of candy? What size
Stay off,
candy?
man. I'm starving.
You better have, yeah, I was gonna say you better have a giant box of fucking stickers in there if you think my ass is going anywhere with you.
Yeah, if you're trying to pass out fun-sized Milky Ways, we're going to have a problem here.
I will be taking your fingers with them.
Want some candy, kid? What kind of stupid ass question is that, mister?
Look at me.
Do I look like I want some candy?
Fucking ass.
I would assume it was a given, sir. They're like, don't take candy from strangers. I'm like, don't take strangers from candy.
Don't
what kind of
turn
candy?
down free
Well, first
candy.
off-
Don't tell me how to live my
First
life.
off, maybe if you'd give me a little more candy, you goddamn Nazis, this wouldn't be such a problem now, would it?
How do you make friends? Free candy.
Trick or treat or panel van that delivers candy.
This is
Walk
like-
around and earn it,
Convenience.
or delivery.
This is exactly how the Nazis took control in Germany. Everybody told them they couldn't have candy for so long.
Everything.
Nazis offer a little candy, son.
Everything in life is a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
So you want candy brought to you, you're gonna have to take it up the pooper. So, you know.
It's a give and take, literally.
Really weigh those out. Yeah, very much a give.
You gotta earn that Snickers, son. There's only one way.
Worth it. I'm tasting the rainbow and I regret it.
Tasting the rainbow for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Never eat another Skittle again.
All those hours
Get
constantly were
triggered when
totally
somebody
worth
eats a
that.
Skittle.
We're totally worth that full-size Twix spot.
Oh, sorry, PSVR. It's got a little.
We got a little
Yeah,
trigger.
we're done.
Yeah.
But if that's not what you listen to this for, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
can't
what
help
I
it is.
hope
Yeah.
you showing up.
Yeah.
Moving right along, not really one of the big talking points, but this would be one to talk about. Black Friday's coming up, and I think by the time this will be up, we'll be pretty much going out to Black Friday, if you're going to indulge in that mind fuck of a thing.
So you're either going to get what you want or die.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get a hold of that item you really wanted and some crazy lady in Walmart will stab you with a pair of scissors. Remember that?
Maybe this is the year.
Totally worth it.
I would
Remember that?
recommend.
Oh, yeah.
The lady who stabbed somebody with scissors over an Xbox One?
This is why.
You remember
now
the lady that got
now they're
stabbed
like
to
the
death?
garbage console that
Yeah.
like nobody cares
That's
about.
why
Unless you're
today you
Jared
should have
Hardy.
gone out and bought bear mace.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
You should go out and buy bear mace if you're going to participate in fucking.
Yeah,
Black
right.
Friday
Fuck
shopping.
that. Half the people fighting at Walmart are way worse than a bear. Jesus Christ. You ever seen Honey Boo Boo's mom, whatever her fucking...
Sure.
Oh god,
Everybody's
what
just gonna take that
do
now.
they call her?
I have no idea. Oh, my God.
She has
I hate
like her
myself
own,
for referencing
like,
that.
yeah.
I always thought it was Java. I know that joke is overplayed, but seriously, tell me that.
She is Pizza the Hut and you know it. This is a horrible offense to Java. Java is much more slim.
Oh.
Curves are beautiful.
Even pre-CGI remaster.
Straight up, yeah.
The Jim Henson version was still that skinnier.
I don't know. I still don't know how they got Grover flesh toned.
Yeah.
Or Grimace, excuse me. I don't know how they got Grimace flesh toned.
Tying right into Black Friday, GameStop again this year, just tanking, and brick and mortar numbers goes ahead and flames Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, is it now? Not
Yeah.
Modern Warfare, which
Infinite
has Modern
Warfare, yeah.
Warfare, which should
Remastered in it.
have
yeah.
kids like you and I and Jake and all our generation member burying the shit out of this game, seeing as you have to buy this to get to that, which is what we all actually would want to play if we were going to die. At least personally, I don't mean to speak
No, I agree.
so emphatically.
You're correct so
you know
far.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if I'm going to cut my teeth on this piece of shit, I'm going to get that out of it.
Let's put it this way. You know Smiley?
Yeah.
Sorry, Smiley, to call you out like this. But he bought Infinite Warfare
Warfare?
with the remaster.
Oh no.
I've seen him play the remaster 2 times. Two times.
And he has to have it in his system to play Modern Warfare 4.
Yes. But I've
Insane.
never seen him play Infinite Warfare, not once. Never seen that pop up on my friend's feed. And I've seen him play the remaster twice. So that means he bought at least the $80 version of the game to play a game that came out years ago twice.
Skyrim.
But at least...
Skyrim's like down in price and stuff, though. You know?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that was
Skyrim has,
even
like,
more.
And it comes with all the
mod
DLC.
support.
I was gonna say, but that's hilarious that a game that came out on Xbox 360
What?
is one of the games that you could trade in to pay for $1 to like get the new Infinity.
That's
War.
what blows my mind. There was stipulations. It did have to be like an Xbox One or PS4 version or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But like, you've been out three weeks, and like every other game that came out against you, GameStop is offering a trade-in. Well, then you get your shitty game sold for $1.
Well, so now that's important too. The deal is over now. It's ended today.
Did it end today?
Okay, which the day we're recording would be the 23rd.
Yep.
Just for listeners' understanding. So GameStop offered a deal that you could bring in one of 20 titles to get Infinite Warfare for $1. You could then also, the same deal, one of any of those qualifying games would get you that, plus the remastered version of Modern Warfare for $21. So you could get the whole shebang, their big shining package that they were trying to sell everybody for $80, $21. Comes with the remaster, that's everything you want. I said before I would pay $20 for just the Modern Warfare Remastered. I would pay $60 just if they sold Modern Warfare Remastered by itself, and I would buy it. I would buy that, I would play it, absolutely, because Modern Warfare was one of the last good COD games.
God, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Do I want to play COD in space? No, I don't.
Wait, you mean rip off Halo?
I didn't even
ODST?
realize it had space, flight, bullshit. I thought it was just like, oh yeah, you're gonna be fucking fighting on a spaceship, COD style. Instead of like running through Mile High Club, you're gonna be running through Million Mile High Club. And you're literally flying spaceships. Like,
they're taking a jet that can fly from like Earth's atmosphere into space.
You mean the Pelican?
And then while you're flying around in space, you can open up the cockpit of your jet and pull out your assault rifle and start shooting people like this while you're still flying around in the jet. And then you can have your jetpack and you can jump out of the jet and you can fly around in space because everybody has a jetpack.
When did Michael Bay learn how to program?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What the fuck?
Black Ops 3 would be my guess. Yeah.
If this sounds like another game you're familiar with. Yeah, no, it is not Halo.
Yeah, you're not looking at Halo gameplay. This is actually Infinite Warfare.
This
they
sounds
have
like another
full-fledged
game.
robots now. You can just play as a robot.
I swear to God, that everybody working at whatever company put this out, put Call of Duty out this year, must have just like, what is everybody else doing? Because let's just rip everything. Oh, robots, cool.
What?
Thanks,
Hold on,
Titanfall.
not even that.
What's that? Aliens? Okay, Halo.
Not even that. Let's take all of the things that everybody hated
The
about
fuck?
all of these other franchises and mesh them together because it'll totally work.
Totally won't put out the lowest sales number we've ever seen before.
Worst Frankenstein's monster ever. This one should get back into the oven and I should be allowed to hit it with a hanger.
Just thinking about that game makes me appreciate games like Rocket League even that much more. That much more. Or Overwatch, which Blizzard developed like as a fuck around game for them in-house.
Or Overcooked or whatever
You know, it was supposed to be a MMO when it came out. Like, Overwatch was originally supposed to be like a full-fledged MMO, like WoW. Like, it was supposed to be that scope of a universe. And then they're like, well, we already did that. We did WoW. We have a massive RPG. We have a massive top-down game, Diablo.
Yeah. Yep.
A huge successful franchise. They have a real-time strategy game, or an RTS, as a lot of people would call it, StarCraft. Hugely successful in the RTS universe. It
sells out
is,
stadiums.
Oh, dude, it's a full-fledged sport in Korea.
I know bands that she fucking couldn't even compare to that.
Oh, 100%.
Like sports teams, I know like some that like can't sell out.
Like
that.
Green Day
Yeah.
is less popular.
Yeah.
Just to paint a picture for you than StarCraft.
I'm not sure which part I should be more offended there.
It's
I don't
just
like
like it's like I think like YouTube
Yeah.
numbers, like, and I don't like YouTube, but they sell out like huge 160,000 seat stadiums. That's like StarCraft 2's finals, where like two people sit in cubicles on their computer, and 180,000 people are chanting them, with like millions more watching on TV.
Oh,
and it's like real-time strategy.
And you have to pay to watch, too. Like, it's pay-per-view
and
stuff.
people fucking drop.
Watching a sweaty Korean kid just shit on some other sweaty Korean kid. But that all aside, they said, we've got all that stuff.
Not talking shit
Let's
about
do a
StarCraft.
6-on-6 shooter, like, that's competitive. They had already set up the universe for Overwatch, like the lore, the characters, they were going to use that stuff.
Which shows.
It was called Project Titan back in the day.
Yeah.
And if you do your research now on the internet, you can see there's a really, really, really horrible Chinese ripoff of Overwatch called Project Titan.
Yeah.
They literally stole the name of the original project. If you look, it literally has Tracer. It literally has Reaper.
I've seen that. It has like Reinhardt and stuff. Like really bad models for it though and stuff.
But it's like exactly the same character skins. Like, for some of them, like they didn't even change anything.
Yeah.
Somebody
it was rough to look at. So hard to watch.
Especially when you compare it to Blizzard's Overwatch, which is literally watching Toy Story play out under your guys in control. It's like watching a Pixar or a fucking...
Probably some of the highest fidelity of graphical output I've ever seen.
And the fact that they can render it in real time, it's like truly mind-blowing.
And then the mini-movies and cutscenes and comics and all this other stuff they set up, constantly releasing content for free. New characters, new maps, new game modes, things like that. I haven't put a dime, not one, into Overwatch since I bought it. That's including microtransactions. Haven't put a single dollar into that game. Still provides me with more free content than some games I've dropped $60 on, bought DLC, stuff like that. Like, I would say GTA 5 is the only one that gives me as much free content.
GTA 5 is like unfucking heard of. Unreal.
I mean, I still have bones to pick with them. We still don't have wildlife in online, which we were supposed to have. You're supposed to be able to have pets, like launch time. Like we were supposed to have dogs and cats and household animals that we could have. You're supposed to be like deer, sharks, birds, things in nature that would fuck with you.
That stuff's not online.
Nope. If you go play the campaign though, that's all stuff. That's all. It's in the game. It's coded in the game. why now have we gotten 9 free DLCs and no fucking wildlife is what I want to know. It's like,
no
it's
sharks,
there.
dude. That's one of
You
the
just got to turn it on and enable it for us. But you haven't.
There's
And I'm not saying I'm
gotta be
not
something
grateful.
that's like harder than that. Then it's
It's
gotta be
gotta
something
be.
with a netcode or something. Or
But like, I love the free
probably
content
something
they've
for
given
the-
us.
oh
It's
my God, it's
phenomenal.
unreal.
Did you know there's Tron racing
I
now?
was just gonna ask if you'd seen that.
The
one.
light
Yeah.
cycles and stuff. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like the ideas that they come up with are amazing. We got
Like
like
4 years
Hot Wheels
post-launch.
cars, like tracks, like the crazy loop-de-loops, like the Daredevil stuff. That's amazing. The
Biker
biker update was
DLC.
phenomenal.
Heist.
So
all
good.
these
Heist
things.
was a little disappointing because they only gave us 5. They never updated
They were
more.
still epic.
They
Especially
were-
that
they
last
were
one,
epic.
man. Like especially when you first go through them, like especially for being a free update,
Super gratifying.
unfucking real. Like,
But another thing should have been in at launch. They told us it was going to be in at launch. They had a really rough time. I understand they made it up to
yeah.
us by giving us free content. But there's always that sour memory of like, well, I do
Sour
remember
memories.
waiting for like a whole year before Heist came out. And then when they came out, I was like, oh, so enamored. This is amazing. I love it. And then I beat them and I'm like, well, so are you going to give us more? Or like, what's the
No.
plan with this? You know, like,
I would pay for more heists.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
fucking loved those.
absolutely.
So much fun.
Yeah, those heists were fucking.
But their free content is on point. It's
Absolutely.
so good. I've never played a free update for them and been like, that wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy that at all.
They have nothing, asshats.
Yeah, exactly. It's always been at least fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's kept me engaged. It's good stuff.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
So what else we got for bullet points?
Just tying into that before we circle off the GameStop and the Black Friday and all that, just kind of get your guys' input on the dying of brick and mortar and, from my standpoint of evolution of, buying games on, like as much as the next guy, would love to have a hard copy thing and hard copy that. The more I evolve, I also understand that why the fuck do I need that? Exactly. Why the fuck do I need the resources? If you can give me the ones and zeros digitally, not waste anything, and I'm still experiencing everything fully, like, we need to maybe fuck off with some of these member berries, especially when we're talking, we watched a video before we started this recording today of Bill Science trying to plead with people, Bill Nye, the science guy, trying to plead with people to get them to understand, like, it's not a theory. Climate change is not a fucking theory. We're not saying, like, it might be true.
proven it,
might,
yeah.
like, we've been worrying about this since before half your fucking generation was born. Please fucking act. And that circles out to so many other fucking topics that we could talk about. We'll, in future topics on the show, talk about things like that. But just wanted to get your guys' take on, do you see digital rise taking over both in music, movies, games, all these things? Or
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, it's pointless not to.
100%,
Coming
in
from
my
someone
opinion.
who used to go to GameStop midnight launches at like 5 p.m.
That's some
and
great
camp out in a
memories.
chair with all his friends until the midnight launch and be like the first person in line. I was first in line for Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I was third in line for Skyrim when it came out in 2011, which was huge. I was second or third in line for Halo 3 and Halo 4 when those came out. Like, some super notable launches. I've been right there.
I was like,
first dude to run out of the store and people are cheering at you like, go play that game, motherfucker. Like, you earned it. Like, we all hate you, but we know we're going to do the same thing, so we actually love you. Like, you're our hero,
Yeah.
like, the first copy, Been there, done that. I hardly go to GameStop anymore. I maybe have been there twice in the last year. I used to go 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't buying anything, just to look at shit. Talk to the staff, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as enjoyable of an experience anymore because digital pre-orders offer too many nice things now. Like, well, now our GameStop isn't allowed to legally have midnight launches anymore because they're a pawn shop. They have to be closed by 11:30 p.m. They're not allowed to be open after midnight
ridiculous.
because New York enacted pawn shop laws. I'm sure it's different around the country or whatever, but they're technically a pawn shop now, so they have to follow certain stipulations, and they can't do midnight launches for games.
That
So
just
what that means
crushes
to
their
me
business.
is, if I want to play a game at midnight, which I do, if I'm pre-ordering a game, like the last one that happened to me was Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I had to weigh out, I want the physical copy. It comes with a little Super Saiyan Goku keychain. I'll probably never use it, but I'm a sucker for that shit. I want give me the extra. I want the bonus.
bastard.
Yeah. Even if it just sits on a shelf forever, I want the thing.
Right, which is
But I would have had to wait till the next morning to play, and all my friends were like, well, I already downloaded it, you're a freaking idiot, the game comes out in 3 hours and it's already installed on my PlayStation, all I can do is hit play.
keychain
Yeah.
some other time, man.
Yeah, exactly, like, buy it on Amazon or something.
I was gonna say, can't they just decide to do it like with the digital copies? All right, we'll give you this, and then we'll send you this stuff in the fucking. Yeah.
So I bought the game digitally, started downloading it. It was downloaded 1 minute before it launched. So right as it launched, I was able to play. You can't beat that. That
At
feeling
all.
is awesome. At the same time, the excitement on the car ride home from a midnight launch, like Fallout 4, they had a food truck out in front of GameStop. They had Starbucks catering. Like, it was huge.
That's hilarious.
Huge. So people were getting burgers and tacos and stuff like that from a food truck in the parking lot. Like, that was an awesome launch. That was the last one I went to. The car ride home, I was probably like 20th in line, and the line went almost all the way around the building. And when I got my copy, I sprinted to my car, and mind you, I bought the hardcover strategy guide, the game, and then like the big special box that it came in.
Right.
And I'm literally sprinting to my car, which is in the Walmart parking lot, because the Walmart parking lot was so full of cars waiting for people at GameStop that I had to park almost up at the Walmart building. So my fat ass is sprinting from GameStop as fast as I can to my car. I get in my car, turn it on, put my car in gear, and start to leave, and realize Jared is not running with me because I gave Jared a ride. He won't like run in public. He's not a fan. He just like refuses. So I'm literally like,
faster.
I'm weighing in my head, how mad is he gonna be if I just leave him here? Like, cause my car's in gear. I'm ready to like peel out and go.
Yeah, like, I want this in my fucking system already.
Yeah, exactly. So
should've just
I
told
just
him to
roll, I roll up, pick him up, and then punch it like out of the parking lot, driving like a reckless asshole, you know, which I never do. But I'm like, no, I don't want to play this game. Like that feeling of I need this. Like, that is a wonderful feeling. But to also be able to pre-download it,
Yeah.
have it patched,
instead of like
ready to
having,
go.
like as fun as it is to get there and wait it out and talk, meet those new people. Like meet that dude, you're gonna kick his ass on the line later. Meet him in person. Like that's all fucking sweet. We need those social interactions in life. But you go ahead and digitally preload it. You can be in a call waiting with your friends, talking shit and all that, and then boom, just instantly ready to kick that dude's ass instead of having to go there and then wait for your jackass friend to walk across the goddamn parking lot so you can get in your car and then drive home and then unbox it and then pre-install it.
I'm glad I have the story, you know, but that's
Yeah.
what I was kind of meaning about, like, it's too nice. Like, what you were saying about, like, do I think, like, the brick and mortar, like, little game stores are going to go away? Probably, because, like,
well,
dude, it's too rewarding and too easy to buy games digitally now. Like, the PlayStation Marketplace is, like, if you can't figure out how to buy a game on the PlayStation Marketplace, you have a problem.
Yeah, you're an asshat.
Yeah. So I can't speak for the fidelity of the online purchase system for Xbox because I don't know. Cause I haven't tried it since Xbox 360, but I can only imagine it's on the same level of functionality as the
If not
PlayStation
better,
version.
Yeah, the network's just so good.
So
Like,
I don't know. It just seems like the poor little mom and pop game stores are going to be gone now.
I don't know. I think some of the like ones like instead of GameStops, it'll be like Game Crazes that have all of the old systems because until they put all of like the old games up online, you're not gonna you're still gonna have those around because people are still gonna go out to buy.
Well, our Game Craze right here in Canada, I'm pretty sure they're closed. I haven't seen them open in like weeks.
Really?
We drove by today at like noon, and it was not open.
The one in
And you think that would be like its busiest week?
I was gonna say the
Well,
one in
I know,
Massillon's always open.
I know
that.
one of the
I know,
guys
so
who
was
used to
this
work at
until
Tom
recently.
Walls is like the daytime manager over there now, and he can literally just decide if he wants to open or not.
That's
Like as far as I know, like he can just be like, well, I want to work today, or I don't want to work today.
it's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like that's like you don't have enough leeway in that business, in my like limited scope of knowledge.
Well, as far as I know, they still get all the newest games. They just get like very few copies
Very
of it.
few, and they don't even have like all the newest games.
Well,
'Cause,
that's
like,
also
I went
why
in there
They'll
Yeah.
looking
pre-order
before.
it for you if you
Yeah.
ask.
That's
Then
also
you gotta
why
like
you're-
wait, and like that's another thing. Like I don't fucking like I could literally go home and instead of giving your asshat money to pre-order it for me and then wait again and again and again, I go home, bloop bloop bloop,
Instant
and it's
gratification.
yeah, I can go eat dinner and come back and it's ready to play. What the fuck
but-
we doing?
And that's how they get away with charging or what was it, like $50 for GoldenEye? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, like what I was.
Well, that's
saying
also
before,
like a demand in the market. And all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
People
yeah.
are willing to pay it. So like fuck, you know.
I've dropped $50 on GoldenEye remastered. Yeah,
done
absolutely.
it.
No,
couple
I'm
times.
talking the
Like
original
OG
one.
GoldenEye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I didn't already have
64.
it, then yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But to speak to that point about like the accessibility of like the digital purchase is like, I want to support the small business like internally.
100%.
Like, I want that small store to be able to continue and exist.
Yeah.
But at what point do I stop sacrificing availability and efficiency for that want to support? Like, yeah, I'm sorry I can't support your business. I really truly am. But it's just so accessible and so easy. Like, as a gamer, I have a horrible, huge amount of impatience.
Yep.
When a new shiny thing comes out, I want it. I want that shiny thing. I want to play
that
that
game.
game.
I want to
jump right in as soon as possible. It's like, I use this analogy every time a new game comes out. It's like waiting for Christmas morning when you're a little kid. And the night, like Christmas Eve, you just can't fall asleep because you're so excited. You're like, I literally cannot wait for this. Like, it physically pains me to wait for this. Like, I still get that once in a while for games. It's not every release, obviously, because, you know, whatever. But
nowadays,
like,
you wait too hard to
Battlefield
get
1,
that fucking pumped up.
I was like,
come in.
like, I know you can't see my ridiculous face. I was just making viewers, but trust me, it was a ridiculous face. But, like, holy cow, like, I'm sitting there rocking back and forth, like, cannot wait. It's like a crackhead waiting for their fix. Like, oh, give me my new Battlefield game. Oh, yeah, I can now play that for 6 hours tonight until my eyes bleed.
Yeah.
Then I'll wake up 3 hours early before work and then play like that whole time.
Get some more in. Dude, to speak further to, like, the point of, like, fidelity with digital sales and everything is when I built my second PC, I had the option to put in. I can still put in a CD-ROM or DVD-ROM or whatever I want at any point.
Yeah, you got the port for it. Yeah.
But what the hell is the point? Like, why would I spend that $20 when I can download any driver I want? I can download any resource I want. You can go to the website, you can get it. If you can't get it from your online resource, you can put it on a USB stick, or you can get a USB stick shipped to you. There is literally no need to have these waste of physical resources. Like, we're literally living on a planet, right, that we pull resources out of. Like, the planet sustains us. It's an intrinsic thing. And yet we destroy it to make unintrinsic things that, like you said, will probably sit on a shelf and I'll never fucking use it or whatever, but I wanted it.
But it'll go to a dumpster later.
And it's just like generation after generation after generation. Like, at a certain point, as much as I want to support mom and pop, like this and that, at a certain point, what the fuck are we doing as a species? Let's ask ourselves these questions. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, think about it this way. I've bought hundreds of different games. You know, I bought like 15 different headsets. Like, most of those things, I still have the box they came in.
Yeah.
You know? Like, when I'm freaking dead, all this stuff is garbage. Like, no one else is going to want that. All the newest, coolest things, like, it's going to be old and crappy and unappreciated. Yeah, it's going to be the E.T. game on Super Nintendo. It's just going to get buried in a desert somewhere, yeah.
Because they're lack of foresight on how to deal with that even. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know, there's going to be 50 million copies of Skyrim in the Nevada desert, you know, buried because they're like, God, we're finally sick of this game now.
Someday
80 years later, we finally beat the last quest and we're done. Like,
take it.
And, like, you know, you want to go into, like, I can totally see the argument of, like, oh, we need, you know, physical things because then it, like, proves our legacy and this and that and all that. And, yeah, I totally get that. But at the same time, like, as far as we know as a collective species, this is the first time we've been able to create and share art that didn't directly take, I mean, electricity and all these things, yes, and you have to, you know, make your processors, you have to make thermal pastes and all these things and all that, but we can create and share art without creating extra resources, you know, to make the art itself. You know what I mean? Once you've established one processor, exactly.
It's
You can experience, like with VR World, you can go in and experience that thing now, right? Without having to have billions of miles of gas, or like, you know, billions of gallons of gas wasted and put into our ozone and all this byproduct and all these things. We have like these means to help us evolve and fix some of these problems and still be gluttonous and ridiculous like we are. You know, we can still have this our cake and eat it too in a certain sense. Yeah, like we're not even asking ourselves to change like we need to at a certain point. At a certain point, it's like change your thinking. I don't know how that evolves from this talk of digital, but it does tie in somehow, folks. We're getting a lot more into these esoteric topics as we keep evolving this.
Oh yeah, we're just breaking you in. We're just breaking you in slow. We don't want to blow your minds now because you won't be able to listen later.
We'll drop the mic later. Plus, we're idiots in the best sense. We're friendly idiots. I like to call us jackasses.
Yeah, well, hey, that's the name. That's why we have
not assholes. I was trying to explain this to Lindsay the other day, and I had this talk with you a bunch of years ago. There's a difference. There's, like, people in the world, there's assholes who are, like, constantly mean, you know, shitty, and, like, whatever, and then there's jackasses.
Negative.
Yeah, right? And, like, you can... So, like, a jackass and an asshole can say the same exact thing, right? But an asshole is, like, a malicious piece of shit. You're like, what the fuck is your problem, man? Like, what the fuck? Why do you always gotta be this negative asshole? And then jackass is like, oh, you're an asshole, you know, but it's your friend. It's that, like, oh, just joking, and you know he's joking. It's never malicious. You know, it's like that. Growing up with your best friend busting each other's balls. Those are the jackasses of the world. You
Absolutely,
know?
100% agree.
It's a huge difference.
And that's usually the crowd I end up hanging out with.
Right.
Is the jackass crowd.
Yeah.
You know,
we hope you guys
more
are
jackasses, less assholes.
Yeah, 100%. Do you guys have anything you want to bring up before we start to wind this down?
No, I'm all
shorter
done.
this week,
Yeah.
but,
I guess my biggest point would be if you see little or less of us, it's because of World of Warcraft. You know who to blame. It's Legion. I just got my boy Luke into Legion. We'll probably do a podcast about that, probably.
If you had any topics you want to bring up, because I know that's a huge expansion. And in the world of video games, I don't know any video game that has been relevant after 12 years. Like, I still talk nostalgia-wise, like, I fucking love Super Mario 3.
Smash Bros.
It's been, last Tuesday, it was his 12th fucking birthday.
I would have thought it was way
12
over.
years
Yeah.
2004. Yep, 2004.
12th
World of Warcraft
birthday.
came out.
A single game. Like,
And
what
pre
the
that,
fuck?
the Warcraft universe has actually been alive for a lot longer than the World of
1994,
Warcraft.
right?
Yeah, because Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3.
Okay, so there
Which
was before.
Which
Those
I
are
didn't know
expansions
about
for that,
that.
yeah.
Like, I
Those
don't know about
are
that
real-time
before.
strategy games,
Yeah.
much alike to StarCraft, where it's like a top-down thing. But the lore in those games is the lore of World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is just expanding those games into the world of Warcraft, which is why it's so massive. And I feel so nerdy just saying this, but like, my God, if that game, I've been playing it since it came out, and every time I quit, like something happens, my account gets stolen, you know, I don't want to play the new content or whatever. It's like that quote, every time I get out, they pull me back in. Like, it's like every time. This expansion, just wholeheartedly, honestly, as someone who's played every single expansion through and through, is my favorite expansion thus far. The first one that I showed you, the first one that you got to the level 70 stuff, Burning Crusade, that was my favorite before. This is just going back to that, touching that, giving you a way bigger, better story, enhancing that, and like saying, we didn't forget about this story, don't worry, it's still here. That to me rings true as like the best expansion that we've had so far. The actual mechanics of the gameplay, like, it's hard now. It's not just roll through easy peasy lemon squeezy. You get these crazy good items, you know, like, and it actually feels like, wow, that's an upgrade. I don't feel like I'm going to lose this in 5 levels, you know, like, it's nice, it's rewarding.
Absolutely.
So if I can plug World of Warcraft, that, you know, for sure.
Plug away, man, because Blizzard, being the developer of World of Warcraft, my first introduction to them was Overwatch, and I cannot speak highly enough about Overwatch.
Diablo was mine.
Diablo of years. See, I never played Diablo. I never played.
Diablo used to be so much fun.
You know they're coming out with more stuff for it?
I've only played the first 2. I didn't know that they had ever.
Diablo 3 is coming out with free DLC. I think it's free. Don't quote me on that. Is it free?
It's free.
But they're adding the Necromancer from Diablo 2 to the game. They're introducing like
they're remaking Diablo 1 completely inside Diablo 3. So instead of re-releasing Diablo 1, it's just made
in the game.
You take like a time portal. You like walk in through a time portal, and it takes you to this realm where you're playing Diablo 1.
Is it still the same setup and everything, or is it?
Oh yeah, which Diablo 1, as simple as it was, I played that in the 90s because that's when it came out. But like, just that game alone, like the depth of the story is phenomenal. And then you get a story that stretches 3 games and doesn't become garbage. Like the story actually, like
2 is fantastic.
I will say this: in all the Diablo games, Diablo is the main bad guy. It's never like a new Diablo. It's the same Diablo, and that does get a little tired. Like, oh, Diablo's back again. But like,
did you defeat me last time?
It only looks like that on the surface.
Yeah.
And then once you actually like scratch beneath that surface, you hit this gold mine, phenomenal game. And and another thing that's tired is they always have another expansion that comes out in a Diablo game, except Diablo 1. Where they're like, oh, there's somebody scarier than Diablo. Oh, there's somebody scarier than Diablo. Oh, who's gonna be? And in Diablo 3, they did that really well because they're like, yeah, it's pretty much the Grim Reaper. He's the Reaper of Souls. Like, who's scarier than Diablo? Death. Death is indefinite, or is definite. He will catch all of you at some point. So that was cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
Really, really nice touch. Like, oh, Diablo's back again. Oh, you beat him. Who's gonna be the bad guy? But like, well done. The cutscenes I showed, I linked you those cutscenes. Phenomenally well animated for a game that came out so long ago.
Not only that, for in-game game artists, like that's what I was explaining to you, and you guys have played these games. Like I said, my first introduction to Blizzard was Overwatch, and it looks like you're watching a Pixar movie.
It's beautiful.
And these are fucking game animators, man. Like, not to like put them in like, oh, you're lesser than anything. They're more impressive than anything I could have ever imagined.
Talking about primetime TV shows. Like
I would pay to watch a 2-hour Overwatch universe movie, they just made a fucking 2-hour World of Warcraft movie. You know what I mean?
To comment on that one, just
I haven't watched
the old ones.
It is a great movie for the sake of an action movie. It's great. Mm-hmm. Now, you knowing stuff about the lore of World of Warcraft, if I were to go through and watch the movie with you and not say anything the whole time, you'd be like, wow, that was pretty dope. Like, that was a great movie. Like, wow, like the craftsmanship is there for the movie. Mm-hmm. It's what they did to the source material. That's not like it's like the Dragon Ball Evolution thing. It's like a far cry from what happened in the lore.
Right. Which
but
is
if you
really
were to
impressive.
just watch it as a movie,
the breadth and depth
you'd be
of
like,
their lore.
wow, this is a great movie. Like, the action sequences are phenomenal. Like, the fidelity of the CGI, which there is a lot of CGI in it.
Well, it has to be.
How else do you animate 9-foot-tall orcs?
Yeah, right.
Like, you know,
do
like
they have Tauren or anything in there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So they have
Briefly.
Or anything?
This is like you know, the Warlords of Draenor expansion. Thankfully, you just got to skip that because you bumped up to Legion.
Yeah. Sure, put
but
pictures
it's like all of the stuff that happened in the origins of stuff. It's like way back in time. This is what happened in WoW, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I saw the movie in theaters. I liked the movie. I mainly saw the movie in theaters because you got something in game for going to go see it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was a good movie. I appreciate it for a AAA, you know, like go to the theater, go see it kind of movie. Mm-hmm. Source material-wise, it's not really as relatable. They definitely messed some stuff up pretty hard. They basically turned Thrall into Moses. Like, his parents were horribly, brutally murdered, and he was enslaved by humans. In this one, his mom's like, well, I'm probably going to die, so I'll just put you in this woven basket and put you in the river, and you'll just float down the river.
Yeah, I hope Russell Crowe goes and fights that guy after.
So, I mean, as far as that movie goes, like, take it with a grain of salt. It's a great movie. Watch it. If you want to know the actual story, though, like, you're probably better off with Wikipedia at that point. But if you want to see a great action movie with a huge war sequence that's fantastic, probably some of the coolest looking, like, magic representations I've ever seen in a movie, like, pretty on point, because they had stuff to work with from, you know, the World of Warcraft game, and the magic in that is very, very well thought, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I had to give it a out of 10 rating, I'd say, like, a generous 6.
Of the movie?
Yeah, just because of what it does to source material is, you know, knowing as much as I know about the lore, there's some moments, I don't want to spoil any lore for you because you're going to go through a lot of it.
Yeah.
But there was a couple times where I'm like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened in the story.
Go and start going Trekkie on it.
But I mean, I can appreciate an artistic interpretation of something being a little different than the source material. I'm trying to appreciate the newest season of Walking Dead as much as possible. They're really, like, kind of, it's like, hey, we're following the comics. We're not following the comics. Hey, we're following the source material. We're deciding not to so much right now. I have a hard time with that. I'm a firm believer as, like, yeah, you have your artistic integrity, change things up a little bit. Don't mess with the hardcore facts of something. Like, if it actually affects the entirety of it, don't mess with that.
Unless it's Daryl. Oh.
Don't get me wrong, I like Daryl. Daryl's a great character. He did not exist in the comic at all.
No, I thought he died like early on.
No. He literally was never a character. Yeah.
I don't know.
He did not exist.
Yep. Yeah. I thought I was under the understanding that he was, and then he just get killed off.
No. He's purely for TV. And don't get me wrong, I love his character. Norman Reedus is a phenomenal actor. Love the guy. Boondock Saints was both those movies were probably two of my favorite movies of all time.
Second one not so much, but I love the first one.
Oh, dude, I don't know. The second one.
Second one's good. I'll give it.
Yeah, not to argue or anything.
Shit.
Open interpretation for the ending though, because it.
We'll never make another one. That was why I was mad.
Well, yeah, but I mean, walking into the courthouse, guns blazing.
Oh yeah.
With their dad, that was pretty cool. I like that. Being like, well, we don't care if you're part of the government. We're still gonna do it anyways because we're not afraid of you. Like, I like that message, but it could have been done better. Absolutely. And I miss Rocco. How do you not miss Rocco?
Before I let you guys go, I forgot that we were going to talk about Netflix, and I just wanted to say before we wrap up the Blizzard topic that through Overwatch and finally, because World of Warcraft, the only thing I ever knew about it was like the South Park World of Warcraft episodes and like the horror stories of like everything you heard like back in when that shit came out, like watching kids like rage out and shit because like they get like uber fucking addicted and shit. Yeah, like mega like fuck my job, I'm playing World of Warcraft and shit.
Fuck my children.
So like, if you remove all of that and like go in and try it or whatever, I will say one thing that it's nothing like. I mean, I'm sure it's like that. People get addicted to fucking cheeseburgers, so whatever. But as a game universe and like a person who does like video games, I've never seen a more intensely large or immersive universe. It is like, remember like when we played ESO, like remember how big ESO felt?
Yeah.
It is like unreal.
It's like
the scope of this game. It's truly unfucking real. And I understand it's been around for 12 years, but like even the starter areas and stuff, the breadth. I know it's like a lot of like open space and whatever. Like that's just a massive amount of area.
Somebody still
and
had
it
to make
feels
that.
alive. Yeah, map it and scan it. Absolutely, it feels alive.
And it gets updated as like the content that came out 12 years ago has been redone completely.
That's what I was going to say. It's still visually immersive,
yeah.
And I can't believe how many computers that can possibly run on. So to wrap that up, I wanted to say that Overwatch and then playing that with you, like I haven't experienced Legion or whatever. Blizzard has easily become my favorite AAA developer, and Facepunch and Gary is still my favorite low-key indie developer, absolutely. And then to again bring up what I was going to say about Netflix is for all you guys.
This is a good one.
This is excellent. Depending on how you spin it to your loved ones, I guess. But
how bad do you want
it? With the advent of all those 4K sweet deals and all that, you should know, be warned ahead of time if you're just like a Black Friday casual shopper that, number one, not Black Friday, but 4K content is extremely hard to find, number one. Number two, it's especially if you're going to stream it to yourself, you better pay for really, really excellent internet and not be doing anything else. And then on top of that, the requirements of the new Netflix 4K, they're finally going to start streaming in 4K, and their selling points are that you get 6 exclusive episodes of the Gilmore Girls. Not an action series, not fucking Luke Cage or Arrow, or Daredevil.
Which, to a point, I don't want to harp on Gilmore Girls fans because I respect your right.
I don't mind it.
No problem with the Gilmore Girls.
You love the show. I get that.
I'm not trying to shit on Gilmore Girls. I'm just saying,
what
like,
fidelity-wise are we going to see in 4K out of the Gilmore Girls?
Luke and Lorelai going to fucking hopscotch together? What the hell is going to be happening?
Just going to zoom in on their pores, and you're just going to see every.
Look how good the makeup looks. Yeah.
Right. Like, so, I mean, if they're going to start throwing explosions and stuff into the Gilmore Girls like that, actually. Yeah. Like
Michael Bay directs Gilmore Girls? No, that's cool as fuck. It's gonna be great in 4K.
No, wait, I thought we wanted it to be good.
Yeah, well, I don't know. And that's subjective. I don't know if he's gonna be that. But the requirements you're gonna need for Netflix 4K streaming are just absolutely ludicrous for me. And I'll say the most ludicrous point for last, but it starts with having to run it through the Microsoft Edge browser, which I think is like 2.6% of the internet market share and declining. So obviously
optimized.
You need to it's terrible. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I don't mind Windows. There's a lot of things Windows does that I fucking hate really bad, especially like Windows 10 update, anniversary update. We could talk about that. It almost bricked my computer a couple nights ago.
Scariest thing ever, by the way.
We can talk about that, and we should probably talk about that.
Is there any Windows 10 update?
Pull it together. It's called the anniversary update. It's breaking computers left and right and stuff.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've installed it yet.
You don't have to, I don't think, but
oh, thank God.
You will eventually, but wait till the shit gets. We'll cover that next week. I'll put together a discussion. We'll discover that next week. So you have to run through the Microsoft Edge browser, which is just terrible.
Yeah, bad.
Terrible. Yeah. No offense, Microsoft. Terrible browser.
Seriously.
So then,
offense, Microsoft.
There's your first fucking tick against you. On top of that, you need to up. That's the first tick. That's just the very first tick going against it. Yeah. So then, now access your 4K content, which is going to be basically Gilmore Girls at first, or everything else will just be up-res to you, and then harder to stream because you're an idiot. You'll have to have Microsoft Edge. You'll have to upgrade your subscription to be the $15 or $17 plan, or they might even raise the price to then further accommodate 4K. And then the true cherry on this cake to me is somebody who is a PC enthusiast. I like building PCs, I like software, I like coding, I like programming, I like all these things, I like all these facets. I have myself, it's not an enthusiast grade per se, but I have a pretty handy 4-core processor. I mean, like I edit for you guys. I do a lot of things. It's the i7-6700K, and it's a pretty serious processor, at least in the desktop realm for anything below enthusiast grade. And great starting point, especially if you want to play games, edit videos, movies, anything like that. Would highly recommend it. But this thing came out less than a year ago, and to play 4K Netflix streaming, not only have to go through shitty Microsoft Edge, not only do you have to upgrade your account, you have to buy a new processor, which then in point, you have to buy a new motherboard. And then if you're rocking old RAM, say DDR3 or DDR2 for heaven's sake, if you somehow are still getting by with DDR2, yeah. If you're somehow still rocking that, these components will then have to be upgraded. So
You're talking about a whole new computer, basically.
minimum, I think the
Minus
i7-7700K, which is where I'd shoot minimum for maybe an i5-7700, what I suggest if you're going to go. But those didn't even come out till January of next year. So you're talking minimum, you're going to be paying $250 for your processor. And then no motherboard on the market that exists now supports that. So you're going to drop minimum of $40 if you want an asshole fucking motherboard, $100 and above if you want a motherboard that's going to get you some capability. And then like I just said, switching to those, I guarantee they're not going to support your DDR3 RAM. I went from the i7-920 up to an i7-6700K. I couldn't. I had my motherboard no longer supports DDR3, so you go from a processor upgrade to a motherboard upgrade to memory upgrade, all these things. So it spirals out. So what in the world?
All you get is 6 episodes of the
Gilmore Girls, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Well, but I mean, if they had hit us with, like, here's 15 shows / movies that are all in 4K.
Super action intensive, really beautiful. Like
maybe
the new
even
Planet
things
Earth.
We've already seen, maybe just like redone in 4K. Like that'd be fine.
Or like they're reshooting Planet Earth. They're about to redo like or re-release the new Planet Earth. Like
which would be phenomenal.
Lock that behind, because that's something that you should watch in 4K. That's something that like will truly visually. It's a visual appetite.
Like when the first Planet Earth came out, I watched that on my crappy, like little 19-inch tube TV, and the fidelity of it was mind-blowing. You're talking about like 540 pixels on this like crappy little piece of crap.
Total, not even by.
My flat screen TV, like my first flat screen TV.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So like Cooper had it. We used to watch it over at my house. Yeah.
Now you know how they have those panoramic videos that they can take now? It's a 360 cameras. Throw one of those in the Amazon jungle for a day, and then give me a Samsung Gear VR, and just let me go.
And wander around with
it. Even just look around in a circle like, whoa!
Did you see that they have that now? So you can traverse Google Earth in your VR, but you can actually move around. Like, so say you wind up in front of your house inside of Google Earth, you can walk up onto your porch and experience that street and go into the jungles. Wherever like Google Maps or like they have Google Earth map now to where in your VR headsets, PSVR, hey, try back in here
for tourism. You can be able to go
basically,
to like those crazy
you could experience the Great Wall of China and walk along it theoretically inside of your VR unit to experience. Like that is amazing.
You'll find that businesses will start to add it too. You get museums that'll let you do the whole.
I'd pay $5 to go to the Smithsonian every other time and switch something out on the PSVR, dude.
Like I've always wanted to go to the Smithsonian. The physical cost, like actually having to get there would be absurd from here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, gotta have lodging, gotta have gas, gotta be able to get in, gotta have admissions, gotta be able to eat while you're down there.
And that ties back into what we were just talking about with the brick and mortar and all that. Like having these experiences where we don't have to have jet fuel burn and all that. Not that people shouldn't get out to experience these things, because they should. I would love to go and look at the fucking cliffs of Dover and all these things, you know what I mean? But like to have that experience in high visual fidelity,
reef like you were.
Inside of this, to be able to experience it without having to fucking poison the earth to experience it. Like, why not? Oh my God, we should embrace this.
That ties into the whole digital versus physical thing we were talking about.
That's why I was trying to tell you.
I'm not saying we should live our whole lives plugged in. You should.
100%
I agree that you should get out and experience those things. But like, think about the people who can't. Like, think about oh God, what the hell is that disease? Paralyzed from the neck down, stuck in a wheelchair for your whole life, that kind of thing.
MS.
Paraplegic.
Yeah, it could be any of those symptoms. Imagine those people who it's so hard to travel for. Like, it's dangerous, like to your health, to travel at that point. If they can get to experience things they would never normally get to experience, that's It's like mind-blowing.
Imagine a group of guys like us who can't afford to go to the Great Rare Reef,
Yeah.
to the
And
to
is
the
the Great Barrier
Smithsonian.
Reef dying too?
You know,
Like
if
it's
it's
a
not already
closing
dead.
window.
So
It's a closing window that you might never get to do that ever again.
Probably my favorite Ford.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
But like, can you imagine being paralyzed from the neck down and somebody telling you you can go experience something you might never get to do, like health-wise? Like, it could kill you.
Yeah.
It could kill you to go do that, but now you get to experience that. Like,
Nobody wants to.
that's got to be magical. That's got to be magical.
And these are like the things that are beautiful, you know? Like, that's something you can't buy in a mortar store.
You can't.
Like that
You
experience.
cannot. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can if you bring home the VR.
And they do that.
That's
Yeah.
like a whole
Absolutely.
spiral out effect of it, already. But
Man, it's
let me
just.
cut you off.
Yeah. No. Just the fact that like, if that technology exists, not only would it be like leaps and bounds and strides for like mankind in general, but like talk about like Make-A-Wish Foundation, stuff like that, like things that could impact like directly, automatically, right off the bat as soon as it's done. It's crazy. Tourism, do like virtual tourism.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like,
Scope something out before you pay $600 to fly to Paris. You know, like maybe see like
Know where you're staying, like see where your hotel is, and then like map it in VR. Like, oh, how long is this really gonna feel like when I'm walking? You know what I
skip
mean?
the 4-hour wait at the Louvre, see it on VR, and then go see some other crazy stuff that instead.
imagine if you had to book a hotel room, right? Instead of seeing pictures of that hotel room, be able to go like this and turn around and look around and be like, well, this is what the bathroom looks like. Is my fat ass going to fit in that shower? Yeah, it totally is. Awesome, cool. Like,
That's a great one.
what's the bed like? You know, like just trivial things like that. You're not even talking about like exploration or discovery or science or medicine or anything yet. That's just rudimentary, simple stuff that like people would be like, you know, maybe that's not that cool, you know?
It's truly amazing. This is like we were at a family dinner recently. Actually, it was right after we got married, and we were at the dinner, and like all these people are talking, and it was like 15 people like fucking technology and social media and all this is the downfall of all of us and all that. And I wanted to say to them, it's like it's all in how you use it. Just like every other thing we judge as a species, like this is a fucking problem, that's a fucking problem, that's a fucking problem. And when you like break it down to the common denominator of what is the problem in every single aspect that we seem to bitch about, it's the user, it's the human. Because technology, in my humble opinion, in the internet and the advent of all these social medias and all that, depending on how you use them, it is the greatest gift we've ever bestowed upon ourselves as a species. The fact that we can interact telepathically, essentially. The fact that you can hear us days, weeks, years, whatever it is, after we've had this conversation, and hopefully glean something from it, a laugh, an insight, something, and have that
literally all we
technology.
want.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. To have that, it's all how you use it. It's like guns, it's like that. The problem with all these things is human. So if we want to bitch about that, we have to fix ourselves. And that, again, ties into so many other things we could open up a can of worms on. And I won't, right now at least. But
Soon.
very-
it is
very
coming.
soon.
Yeah, it is coming.
But like these are the things I want to tell these people. And like, like technology sucks, and put them on. Like, go look at your childhood house. Like, how about that? Bet you couldn't do that. Like, oh my God, that's fucking amazing. Like,
If you lived in a different state and you thought you might never see it again, you get to
That concert
walk
you
through the
wanted to go to.
threshold of your house and like memories come flooding back, but
yes,
you couldn't afford a trip to go like across
Right.
3 states to go see your old house. Like,
Yeah.
that band that you and your fucking boyfriend or girlfriend loved and met at that show, and you can't get into the show this year, but they have a fucking VR venue so you can go and experience it there with each other. Take out the headset and be like, God, that was so beautiful, guy. Like, oh my, even though you're not dancing in sync with them, it's still like in a way to experience
You're
an
there
event
pretty
that you're
much.
locked out of
it's
any
the
other
best
way.
it's ever going to be for you.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. And to not take advantage of these things is almost selfish, if not idiotic as a species.
Oh, I agree. And the fact that we are at that level now where we can have those kind of things, like, to think if you went back 100 years and told someone, I just sent a message to someone in California and it took less than 30 seconds to get there,
Where's that?
and he responded, like across one of the largest countries in the world, from literally the northeasternmost point to the southwesternmost point, instantaneous communication. They're like, wait, so somebody doesn't have to carry a letter in a backpack
No.
for 6 months to get to the other side of the country and then probably just die and not even deliver the letter anyways. Like, their mind would literally explode in their head. And we take these things for granted all the time. Like, I just packed up a computer in like 40 seconds and brought it to your house, turned it on and started running it. If you went back 40 years and told somebody you could have a computer this small and then just fold it up in on itself and then carry it somewhere, computers used to take up entire rooms. Like,
we went to the moon with a computer less powerful than a shitty fucking Nokia cell phone that we carry in our pockets nowadays. And this is the level of ineptitude that we're dealing with. Myself, front line included in that, because I am the dumbest monkey. Not the dumbest monkey I know, because I unfortunately know some really dumb monkeys, but I'm pretty fucking dumb on the grand scope of things.
Disclaimer, disagree, but...
Well, we can... I think you guys are super intelligent. We can have... That's a discussion for another day as well, but... That's what Carl Sagan always warned about, is like, how can we have a society that loves technology, that loves all these things that it gives us, yet doesn't understand a fucking thing going on around it? The DDoS attack that just happened. People thinking that's hacking. Like, that's not hacking. You don't even know what hacking is. It's fucking bottleneck term you just throw around.
Servers, yeah.
Absolutely. It's like...
Yeah, I was going to say, that does nothing but crash the site.
Bill, please, everybody, if you ever listen this far into our podcast, please, 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 either reach out to me and I will send you a copy, or find a copy of Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything. And it may be nothing new to you, but more people in this world should read that at least once, if not 100 times over, and glean something from it. It is so humbling and so beautiful, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. Unreal book. An unreal book from an incredibly intelligent man who starts out the book just saying, like, we know nothing. Pull your head out of your ass. Let's stop being arrogant. Let's stop being...
If you admit that you are ignorant, that allows you the opportunity to actually truly learn. Yeah. And to go along with that, it's like, when did society's goal stop being learn more, do more, achieve more? Like, people would go to libraries, check out a book, and be mind blown because they were getting information from an incredibly intelligent person, to now it's like, oh, I wonder what Donald Trump tweeted today. Like, I wonder what him and Jon Stewart are arguing about now on Twitter. Like, love Jon Stewart, love him. You know, no comment on Trump. You know, like, I don't dislike him, I don't like him. It's easier to say no comment. But celebrities, the president, like, all these people, it's like social media's taking over. It's like, it's not, oh my god, I wonder what this Renaissance thinker is going to say. He's going to blow all our minds. It's like, I can't wait to see what Kanye West says on Twitter. Like, why is that the important thing that you wait for in your day? Like, you're not a better person because of what Kanye West said on Twitter. It might be funny, it might be amusing, but I'm talking about like some of the most basic human, like, farts are funny, farts are amusing.
Farts are great.
Kanye West's Twitter is literally a fart. Like,
those
to
are
me.
the things that like get me, is like, what makes half these people celebrities? Because you sucked a dick on camera? What
So
do
now
you
you're
fucking
famous.
do? You mean people who suck dicks? Man,
So many.
way more people than I can count.
Do you remember
Way
the
higher
only
than I
way
can
anybody
count.
gave a shit was when it was the president? Can we
My
go back to that
God.
time? Like, I don't give a shit who's good.
Fucking big ass joke. It rings true to me more and more some days, and it's Kurt Cobain's line, "Here we are now, entertain us." And god damn, if that's not prophetic, to look around us, but that's what we are as a society. Nobody wants to think or contribute or work together or listen. It's, here we are now, entertain us. Tweet, man, so I can ridicule you or laugh at it or whatever. I don't want to have a thought. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we've been doing it for millennia. It's the Roman Colosseums. It's the fucking... Yeah, entertain me. So they...
No, I don't want to do it. Fucking make me laugh, motherfucker. Here we are now, entertain us. It's really ringing true to me lately.
Oh, and I get it too, because...
Oh,
And I'm an optimist.
And don't get me wrong, I strive for entertainment at every level. I suck it up with a straw. Like, my
I'm not
goal...
talking shit about it.
Yeah, oh, no, and I totally understand. But it's got me. It's got me in its hooks, you know? Like, I know you're not super big into TV and things like that. You know, like, if you find something that's really engaging and smart, like, you like it, I will watch the dumbest drivel and be like, oh, I love this. I love this. Let me paint a picture for you.
Man, at all, brother.
There's an Adult Swim show that came out years and years and years ago. The concept for the whole show is he's an ass. His name is Assy McGee. He's an ass. He sounds like Sylvester Stallone. Whole premise for the show. That is it. There's no deeper level. There's no And it literally talks like this. So it's like Sylvester Stallone with a fart voice. That's like somebody once thought that was funny, and it became a whole show on Adult Swim. It uses satire, things like that. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly stupid. Like, I'm literally watching a show about a butt. He's just legs and a butt. That's his whole
You
body.
know what? Sometimes those people might have been right. Some of this TV is rotting my brain.
It is. It totally is. But that show was hilarious. I love
I'm not
that show.
saying that show was. I'm just saying
I'm sure.
there are some certain things.
There's way better things I could have been using my time for. Let's be honest here, you know. But like, you have all these shows like Family Guy, South Park, all that stuff. Like, they're hilarious. I love them. They entertain me beyond reason. I wait every week to see the new episode, you know. But I could be learning. Like, I could be learning like a trade or a craft like in that time.
You can still do that. You just have to limit your.
Yeah, it's everything in life always brings back to it's a balance, right?
Yeah. Exactly what you said, though. It comes down to the person. Yes, I could, like, time is not what's constricting me. Time will always move in the same way. Time flows the same. If I complain, I don't have enough time to do this, or I don't have enough time to do that, it's because I choose to use my time in a different way. Mm-hmm. And when you realize that, it's like, oh, okay, like, but it's gratifying to have that choice. Like, I chose that, that's how I spent my time. If you don't own that, you're making a mistake. If you can't look back and say, I spent my time this way, and I'm okay with that, it's called reflection. You need to do that more, you know?
Yeah.
Please. Fucking please,
You can make the
everybody.
argument that is the problem with binge watching. It's the biggest issue with.
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, I'll sit there and binge watch a whole show in a day. If I have a day off of work, I'll be like, wow, I can't believe I just watched 12 episodes.
But then after you do that, you don't go read or
See,
something like that.
yeah,
You
exactly.
Yeah, but at
find
the
a new
same
one to binge
point,
watch.
like at the same point, you could sit down and read 25 chapters of Harry Potter. What makes you better than the dude
Well,
watching
I'm not-
25? I'm not saying you. I'm just saying to anybody in general. Just because I'm looking at you doesn't mean I'm attacking you because you love Harry Potter. I promise, I'm not. I'm saying
Maybe
Harry
people
Potter.
people also need at the same time.
Oh, you got a problem over there?
Hold
You
my
want to fight
lip.
about it?
Hold my lip.
People also need at the same time to stop getting off their pedestals of like what I'm doing is right. Well, this is fucking right. Everybody needs to meet in the middle, and we'll all move forward from there, right? So like, you can sit there and judge like that guy's a fucking asshole. Did he play 10 hours of this today? Did he watch 10 hours of this today? Oh, what did you do today? I read 10 hours worth of fucking Twilight. Fucking kill yourself.
Yep.
Just shut the fuck up if you're gonna sit on your high horse. Fucking Twilight. That is a goddamn TV book, motherfucker. Just because you're making the images in your goddamn brain, you were just as much of an asshat as Assy McGee and fucking anybody on the goddamn video game system or anything else.
But don't get me wrong. You have your right to choose. That's what makes humanity great. Is you
Totally
can choose
awesome.
how you
Yeah.
want to spend your life. Mm-hmm. But don't then use that as guilt on anyone else. And be like, well, you should use your time this way.
Nor say that thing is the problem, right? Which circles back.
Don't finger point.
Which circles back to my point when we started this. Is like, I hear all these people who I consider very intelligent people like technology's our downfall. Technology isn't that. Like, no, what we're doing is our downfall. Who like, I know these things,
The
like,
amnesia for history.
I used to be 400 pounds, right? And, like, I'm out of shape now, but, like, I know what I need to do to get in shape. I know what I need to do to be this fucking great thing. You know, like, all these people, we all know what we need to do. What is it in our mentality or our soul or our structure or our being
that stops us from doing it.
where is that thing? Like, what is that factor? Because I think that's the factor we need to isolate scientifically or holy-wise or whatever it is
It's like
to help
humanity
move us
gets in its
forward.
own way.
Yeah, like, well, we figured it out, but I'm not going to do it. Fuck that shit. So, like, it's like driving towards... I've used this analogy before, too. It's like driving a car is we're a collective society, right? When we're driving head first into impending doom, like, we're going to smash right into this tree, man. We should probably turn. We should probably turn.
More than one generation on board with anything.
Let's turn here. Well, that's what I'm saying. We need to meet in the middle and move forward.
And we've never been able to get the generation before and with the generation under to agree on any of the same things.
Well, like, to make a point, history is cyclical. We had the
Because
American
nobody ever
Revolution.
looks at it.
We had the American Revolution because we were afraid of persecution. We were afraid of all these things. So we said, we will never be like this again. What's happening now in the news? Now that
We're exactly what we ran away
sexuality
from.
is different, everything's different now than it was before.
It rhymes.
Different issues,
Literally.
same story. Different issues, same story. Instead of religious persecution, it's like, well, now we have all these people being persecuted for the sexuality and all these different things. Like, gotta have safe space now.
religious
You know.
persecution.
It's
Yeah.
just that
Oh,
we
yeah, you
switched
do,
religion.
absolutely.
He's just saying it's like
Yeah, we just switched
exponentially
religions.
more
It's like
things to...
It's like a
draw
different skin
comparisons.
on the same thing. You know, it's like we're looking at the same problems, slightly different lens.
And that right there is like, I bet if you brought that up to most people, like, yeah, duh. So, like, what is it
So
about
you know
knowing
that,
that, right? So we're driving directly at this tree with all our collective hands on the wheels, and we know that if we just turn the wheel,
Just a
oh,
little
look
bit,
at that,
like
smooth
2
sailing.
degrees, yeah.
There's the road. Okay, cool. Want to turn?
good, yeah.
Yeah, we should turn, right? Yeah, like, well, fuck it, though. Like, this tree's
Lemmings.
coming way too fast.
Lemmings! We're lemmings now!
Did you see there was a South Park episode I was watching recently where they were like making fun of like what's going to be the latest trend, and it was like an old one, but they were like making fun of like the planking trend and all that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Faith
like-
healing.
The Tim T. The
Yeah,
Faith
the
Healing
T-bowing and all that.
T-bow, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, one of the ones is like fake reporting, and like the train's coming from like, oh no, yeah, they're like minutes to react. Like,
And then the
it's
train
really
runs
what
them
we
over,
are
yeah,
as a
yeah.
species, yeah. And I'm just going to cut us off here because we're going to carry some of this over to next week's podcast. I feel like we've got a lot to shake out for you on an esoteric level. We hope you had fun listening to us. We'll bring some lighthearted stuff next time as well.
It started out lighthearted and we got real heavy with it. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
how we do
Got
it,
real
though.
dark a couple of times.
Yeah, just the tip, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're having a minute-long orgasm. So,
Well, brain gas.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
braingasm,
Like
nerdgasm.
Jasper said, you are welcome.
Yeah. So
Now we all need to stick around.
thank you guys infinitely for tuning back in, sharing, liking, and subscribing. My name is Luke,
You got Mike over here?
I'm Jake.
and we love you, and we'll see you next time.
See ya!